Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Tech Motoring. On today's episode, we're going to be discussing the different options that Ford gives you for their dash cams. We're going to be talking about the differences between their offerings, and we're going to be unboxing one right here to see today. So hit that subscribe button and stay tuned because we're coming right back at you. All right, everybody, well, welcome back. So first thing, let's go over the three options that Ford gives you for their dash cams on their website. Now, keep in mind, you do not have to buy a Ford dash cam to put in their vehicle. You can buy any generic dash cam that's out there and hook it up and it'll work perfectly fine. But let's go over the options first of the three different dash cams that you get to choose from. Now, the part number of the dash cam bundle that I got sitting right here, and excuse me as I have to read my cheat sheet here, but this is the VHL3Z19G490D, as in David. That is the part number of what I have right here. Now, you'll also have that exact same part number with a C at the end, as in Charlie, or an E at the end, as in Echo. And the differences between these three models is not really that much, actually. So let's go over what the base one is. So the base model dash cam is the C. So what you're getting with that is just the front-facing dash cam that goes in your windshield and faces forward. And it comes with the micro SD card, the mount, and this cable. You'll notice that this is going to be the cable that trends between everything. The next model would be the E. So the E is actually the same thing. You get the Thinkware dash cam and you get the micro SD card. You also get a rear facing camera, but it's an interior cabin camera. So you actually just put it on the windshield facing back towards the interior of your cabin, facing back towards the back window. And so you have the one going out the front and the one going out the back right there next to each other. It also comes with this cable, of course. And then, of course, you have the D, which is this one here. And the D kit comes with everything I mentioned before. The front camera, the rear camera, the SD card, this cable, and it also comes with the length of the cable to run that rear camera from the front of your car all the way to the rear window. And the reason that you want to have that camera in the rear window is for a little bit better visibility capturing when it's video recording. So really, that's the only difference between these three kits. This one has the long cable that goes to the rear camera, but really that's the only difference between these three kits. The D one here that I have basically just has a longer cable that lets you run the camera to the rear of the vehicle. The E, as in Echo, basically just has the camera up front that just faces back from the windshield as opposed to being in the back of the vehicle itself. And the C, which is basically the base one, basically just has the camera facing frontwards, and that's about it. So I'm not going to go over pricing with these because the prices of these are pretty different and wide compared to all of these. If there's a way to buy the E and adapt a cable to work with this one, then that's cool, you can do that. But I bought the D model, and that is the one that we'll be showing you here today. So first things first, this is how I got the kit from the dealer. I ordered this through my local dealer, and it took about 2 months for me to get it. They actually had to get it from another dealership, but this is what I ultimately got, just like this. This is basically how they handed it to me. There you go. But let's go over what's in this bag because I keep mentioning what's in this bag. So first things first, this is kind of the cool part of this whole kit. So this is basically what this is all about right here. All this is that this is a T, basically, a splitter, if you will, for your OBD port. And what you do is you take your current OBD port and you're actually going to take that out from underneath the dashboard. You're going to plug this in, and then this actually becomes your OBD port underneath your dashboard here. So this plugs into your current OBD port. this one becomes your new OBD2 port, and then you have inline the necessary cabling to hardwire this underneath your dashboard. So it looks like there's an inline fuse right here. We could pop the cover off. Yep, looks like a 5 amp mini fuse there. This goes to something. I haven't figured that out yet, so we're gonna look into that. And then this obviously goes to, this obviously goes to the dash cam for power. So it grabs everything from that OBD2 port underneath your dashboard, and then you just have to do some fancy wiring to get this snaked up across to your windshield to the dash cam. So that is the biggest part of this kit right here, is just basically turning your dash cam into a hardwired dash cam using this. And then of course it comes with these right here. This is just a bracket for the new OBD2 port that you'll have, some screws to mount it to your under your dashboard, some zip ties. Okay, great. Let's get that out of the way. Next thing is what's in the box. All right, so opening up the box, we're just gonna take out the big thing right in the middle, which is obviously your dash cam. Now this is just a Thinkware dash cam. This is no special Ford branded, amazing looking dash cam. This is literally just a Thinkware dash cam. Nothing really special to it. It doesn't even have a screen on it or anything, just a micro SD slot on the bottom. It does connect wirelessly to your phone, so you can transfer the data from your car to your phone over a Wi-Fi connection. And that's pretty much it. This just sits up in your windshield there, and then it gets mounted onto this mount right here, and that's pretty much all there is to it. And then of course the little holes in the side here, this one hole will be used for specifically the rear camera. That's where you run it from here all the way to the rear of the vehicle. So that's pretty much all there is with that. So let's move on to what we have next, which is the rear camera. So here's the rear camera, a lot smaller. This obviously just 3M tapes to your window someplace where you want it. Looks like it is, oh, it is adjustable. So it is twist adjusting with that, which is really nice. Your hole right here for your cable, which means it comes out of here, goes all the way to the front of your vehicle and plugs into this camera. So that's how you get to your back camera, to your front cameras. So it will record both cameras simultaneously, so you have coverage not only in the front of your vehicle, but also in the rear of your vehicle. In the event that you ever got rear-ended by somebody, you would have some evidence that it wasn't your fault, basically. So you'd have both front visual and you would have rear visual with both cameras. So what else do we have in this box? Let's take a look. Diving in. All right, so this is just a standard cable, nothing special. One's got a 90-degree end on it. Let's take it out of the bag. One has a 90-degree end on it, one has a straight end on it. Pretty much this is just the cable that connects your front camera to the rear camera. So this is the only difference really between the E and the D kit. So that's pretty much all there is to it there. Now, I can't say 100% that this tiny camera right here that goes in the rear of your vehicle is any different from the one that they put in the windshield for you to look back in your cabin. I don't know if there's any difference between these two. This hole right here could be different. I don't really know. I don't know why they would make two different kits and the one just has a longer cable. I don't know why you wouldn't just give the extra cable regardless and give them the option, because what's a cable like this cost? You know, $3. Just throw it in with the kit. Let the end user decide what they want to do with it. Either way, the long cable in this one, got a little quick start guide here. Probably just tells you how to, you know, set it up. Let's see if there's anything in here that's important. Inserting the memory card, installing the product to your windshield, upgrading the firmware, warranty, and about 3 other languages. So nothing really interesting there. This is the windshield mount right here, 3M taped to your windshield, and that'll allow you to mount your dash cam to your windshield right there. So it is just a twist screw for tension, so you can just twist that screw and tension it, and then just basically whatever angle you want it on, you just loosen that and turn it, and boom, you just have your camera at whatever angle you want inside your vehicle, pointing out your windshield. Go in a little bit deeper here. Let's take a look. So here's the micro SD card with the SD card adapter in case you need to plug that into a computer. Some other paperwork, nothing important. And then here is the other piece. So let's see. So this is called the Phantom Ignition Module for CAN bus vehicles and vehicles with stop-start technology. Okay, so this is interesting. So that is where this comes in. So this is what plugs into here, just like so. I'm going to be honest with you, I really don't know what that is. I'm going to have to do some research and come back to you on that to figure out what that does. Okay, so the mystery is solved. So this little device right here, this is actually for vehicles that have stop-start technology. So that's for internal combustion engine vehicles that when you come to like a red light and you stop your vehicle and the engine turns off and it turns off accessory power. So that's what actually this is for. This is to prevent your accessories that you have plugged in from shutting down when your car turns off. All right, well, first impressions of the kit so far. So what do we have here? We have a front camera, we have a rear camera, we have a really nice harness that allows you to hardwire your dash cam relatively easily with a little bit of modification underneath your dashboard with your OBD2 port, but able to run that pretty easily. Some cables to run to your front dash cam, a cable to run to your rear dash cam, or I guess that would be technically a rear camera, period. And then of course this ignition module for start-stop technology. So really nice kit, actually. It's put together very well. Once again, is it worth the price? It's really up to you to decide whether or not this kit is worth the price tag involved with it. You can always go with one of the cheaper kits if you don't need the rear camera. I mean, so that's always an option there. What do I think about the Thinkware camera? Well, I mean, it looks nice. It's very lightweight. There's really not much to it. Once again, no screen on it, so you can't visually see anything recording. You can't go back and use this as a play device to see anything. So unfortunately, I don't really like that idea. I usually like to have a little screen on it so I can at least click a button to maybe go back and check a video out. There is a record button on here, which is kind of nice. So I guess you can, you know, if you happen to see something happen in front of you or you need to record something real quick, you can hit that record button as long as you keep it within you know, an easy range for you to reach and hit that button. So really interesting. I think it's going to be pretty nice, but we'll have to see during the install. The rear camera here seems to be pretty nice quality. It just very basically 3M tapes to your back window. We'll just have to find a nice location to keep this. Obviously, we'll have to also run the wire to, you know, wherever that wire needs to be run through pieces of our interior to get it back to the rear window, but we'll make that happen during the install. And there you go. That's the whole kit. And now you know the differences between these three kits. I'm going to be honest with you, it is extremely confusing going back and forth between these kits, trying to figure out what the difference is between all of them and actually understanding why there's such a huge price difference between a couple of them. And, you know, whether or not it's worth it to you, you have to decide that to figure out, do you really need the rear camera? Do you really need the cable that runs? And that this is pretty much most of your costs between the E version and the D version. But anyway, that's up to you to figure it out. Stick around to the channel, so make sure you subscribe because I will be doing an installation video just to kind of go over the basics of how to install this and how well I'm installing it into that vehicle. And we'll see how well this actually functions. And of course, my real big take on this is whether or not this OBD pigtail T harness, whatever you want to call it, how well it works, and is it really worth, you know, using this as opposed to just, you know, a normal hardline fuse system setup. But anyway, I'd like to thank you very much for watching today's episode. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel once again to stay tuned for our installation video. Check us out on our website, techmotoring.com, on Twitter @techmotoring, facebook.com/techmotoring. I'd like to thank you very much again for watching. And remember, welcome to the future. and welcome to Tech Motoring. And we'll see you on the installation video.